After all, one of the benefits of the over 10,000-mile cruise route the Marquette calls home. Prior to the Marquette pushing off, some of our avid kayakers have headed out. They saw eagles and otters as they sliced through the thick carpet of duckweed in a nearby backwater. A large group of golfers is getting aboard the Marquette's bus for a ride to a local country club for a leisurely day on the links. After a day on the course, the bus will give them a ride to Dubuque, Iowa, where the Marquette will be stopping for the night. Several other residents have rented the Marquette cars and will be touring the northeastern corner of Iowa. Its beautiful, rolling countryside is well known by the residents, and they are out for a day of sightseeing before meeting the boat in Dubuque. Those that have decided to stay aboard for the cruise are having breakfast on the front deck. Large boats like the Marquette glide through the water quietly, and the view from the bow is a delightful experience. As the captain leaves the riverbank, he maneuvers past a towboat pushing 15 barges. All the Rivercities waterways are working rivers, and the traffic provides constant entertainment in the course of our journey. We will be traveling 56 miles today. Quite a large group is playing in a bridge tournament aboard the Marquette, while others are relaxing with a good book in a comfortable deck chair as they enjoy the passing scenery. With exercise, hobbies, and socializing, the residents have plenty of activities to fill the day while cruising. It's an interesting and fun group of people that are attracted to this lifestyle, so the community has a great time socializing and traveling together. The Marquette draws a crowd as she makes port along the beautiful Riverwalk in Dubuque. After all, she is the largest inland passenger vessel in the world. As our day travelers arrive back at the Marquette, the staff takes care of their cars as they settle back for an evening's dinner. Some of the golfers have gotten into the hot tubs to ease away the day's exercise, while others have decided on a simple night of watching TV or watching the local scene from their balcony. This day on the Mississippi illustrates the real beauty of the Rivercities lifestyle, because from the comfort of home, you set your schedule, and the pace of life can be as stimulating as you choose. Big cities, bays, lakes, Gulf waterways, casinos, and an overnight along a secluded riverbank are just a few of the many experiences that await the Marquette. Most communities pride themselves in their river landings. They are the front door for many river towns. When we dock at Nashville, the entertainment district is just a walk away. Every city's landing has a different look. Chattanooga's stepped bank is always ready for a music performance, and there are attractions just ashore, like the Tennessee Aquarium and IMAX Theater. In Louisville, you'll want to check out the park and the seafood restaurant. New Orleans from the river is legendary, with the French Quarter just blocks away. Pittsburgh's river views are mesmerizing by day and by night. The Gateway Arch greets you in St. Louis. And every 3 years, the Marquette will join Cincinnati for their Tall Stacks Riverboat Festival as they light up the night and celebrate the great traditions of the paddle boats of yesteryear. As the Marquette travels the country, we will encounter some of those marvelous paddle boats, like the Natchez in New Orleans, ocean-going vessels bound for the Gulf, casino boats, rowboats, and barges and towboats of all kinds and sizes. In fact, the 9 barges that you see in this picture will equal the footprint of the Marquette. Sometimes our footprint will be too large for the intracoastal waterways. Then the Marquette will separate and move as 2 independent vessels. When we stop for the night, our parts will reattach. The hurricane season along the Gulf Coast is June through November. Fortunately for the Marquette, when hurricane season arrives, we head north for the safe climate of the northern rivers. We have the mobility advantage that all the land-based property owners only dream of when a hurricane blows through. Springtime and autumn coincide with the Marquette's seasonal journeys as Mother Nature shows off her colors. The Marquette will have the best seat in the house as we enjoy the blossoms of springtime in our voyage northward, and the colors of autumn as we trek southward each year. Your comfort and safety are the priority for Rivercities staff as we cruise from port to port. the Marquette will have a helipad for fast evacuation in the event of a medical emergency. You will have all the comforts of home as the Marquette cruises the country. Our satellite dish will provide high-definition television, high-speed internet, and voice-over IP telephone service. Only the mail service will be slightly delayed. If fishing or wildlife watching is your hobby, the Marquette is the place to be. The vessel will be equipped with 2 large pontoon boats and several smaller boats for residents to enjoy the water. Aboard the Marquette, you will see the rarely seen beauty of the bayous and backwaters. The Marquette will share the Mississippi Flyway with millions of migrating birds each season. Cruise ships on the ocean have a great view of the water, but after a day on the open ocean, that same vista just can't match the variety of our journeys. Nowhere is that variety more apparent than along the Gulf Coast, where we will cruise the 1,100 miles of intracoastal waterways. They were created during World War II as a way to protect U.S. shipping from submarine attacks. To this day, they are a vital waterway for shipping, and for this reason, the Corps of Engineers maintains them. Because they are so narrow, we will sometimes look into the yards of the local waterfront homes as we cruise by. Other times, the ocean will come into view. You'll get an interesting perspective of the Civil War as the Marquette cruises. The rivers and her towns were linked to many major battles of the war. You'll see the fishermen of the Gulf and their fleets of vessels, the oil rigs that fuel our country's engines, and the legendary home of Mark Twain. Rivercities will offer 3 ownership options: full ownership, half ownership alternating every 6 months, and 2-month ownership. Buyers can choose from standard-size condominiums. In addition to these standard designs, there are also larger 2- and 3-bedroom condominiums available. Please see the next section on becoming an owner for all the details. Oftentimes, the joy of travel is a matter of proximity. What makes the opportunity of travel aboard the Marquette so special is the proximity to nature and the cities and towns you will call home. And home is the key here, because anyone can travel to these same places. The difference is that you will always have the comforts of your home just a walk away. May this series of sunsets be a reminder of the many incredible places you will experience aboard the Marquette. Mark Twain said, "Plan for the future, because that's where you're going to spend the rest of your life." Join us for the adventure of a lifetime.